I never thought I'd be sharing this story, but here I am, reliving that ordinary Friday night that turned into anything but. Emma and I had been best friends since middle school, bonding over late-night study sessions and shared lunches. She was everything I wasn't: outgoing, effortlessly funny, the kind of person who could light up a room just by walking into it. Our friendship had only grown stronger over the years, surviving countless movie marathons and coffee-fueled all-nighters. That particular night started like any other. Emma came over after work, her usual bubbly self, carrying a bag of takeout and a bottle of wine. "You're never going to believe the day I had," she said, kicking off her shoes and flopping onto my couch. I rolled my eyes, pretending not to notice how her hair fell perfectly over her shoulders or how her laugh made my stomach flip. "Let me guess, another drama at the office?" I teased, trying to focus on opening the wine while my mind betrayed me. We settled into our usual routine: food, bad reality TV, and the kind of easy banter only best friends can share. But something felt different. Maybe it was the way her smile lingered a little too long, or how she curled up on the couch, her feet brushing against my leg. I told myself I was overthinking things, but deep down, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to happen. "Hey," Emma said suddenly, sitting up. "Mind if I grab a quick shower? I feel gross from the commute." My breath caught in my throat. "Yeah, sure. Towels are in the bathroom," I replied, keeping my tone casual despite my racing heart. As she walked toward the bathroom, I forced myself not to watch her go, though my eyes betrayed me by lingering just a second too long. The sound of the shower turning on filled my small apartment, each drop echoing through my thoughts. I tried to focus on the TV, but my attention kept drifting. The image of Emma standing under the stream of water, steam swirling around her, was impossible to ignore. My heart raced as I shook my head, trying to dispel these thoughts. "Stop it," I told myself. "She's your friend. That's all she'll ever be." But the thoughts kept creeping back, no matter how hard I pushed them away. This wasn't new. I'd seen Emma in casual settings plenty of times, but tonight felt different. Too different. And then it happened. "Hey," Emma's voice called out from the bathroom. "Can you grab me a towel? I forgot to get one." My breath caught again. Yeah, I managed, my voice cracking slightly. I grabbed a towel from the cabinet, hesitating for a moment before heading toward the bathroom. The door was slightly ajar, steam billowing out into the hallway. Standing there with the towel, I felt my nerves buzzing. "Just come in," Emma called casually. I froze. "You sure?" "Yeah, it's no big deal. You're acting like we haven't been friends forever," she chuckled. She had a point, but this felt different, more intimate. Swallowing hard, I pushed the door open. The steam was thick, wrapping the small space in hazy warmth. Emma stood in the shower, the curtain pulled halfway closed, revealing just a glimpse of her silhouette. "Thanks," she said, reaching out for the towel. As her hand brushed mine, something inside me froze. My breath caught, my heart pounding so loudly I was sure she could hear it. "No problem," I stammered, my voice shaking slightly. I turned quickly, desperate to escape before she noticed anything else. But just as I reached the door, her voice stopped me. "Hey, wait." I hesitated, gripping the door frame. "Yeah." There was a pause, long enough for the sound of the water to fill the silence. "You've been acting weird lately. Is something going on?" My stomach dropped. "What?" "No, I'm fine," I said quickly, still not turning around. "Come on, I know you better than that. You've been avoiding eye contact all night. Did I do something to upset you?" I shook my head. "No, it's not you. It's nothing." Emma was quiet for a moment, the sound of water slowing as she turned off the shower. "If it's nothing, then why are you blushing?" I froze. "I'm not," I lied, the heat rising to my face betraying me. "You totally are," Emma said, and I could hear the smirk in her voice. She stepped closer, the wet sound of her feet on the tile making my heart race. This wasn't happening. "Seriously, what's going on?" she asked again, her voice quieter now. I couldn't answer. My throat was dry, my mind spinning. And then she said something that made my world stop. Is it about me? My breath hitched. The words hung in the thick, humid air, making my chest tighten. I turned slightly, catching Emma's gaze. Her face was unreadable, somewhere between curiosity and concern. What do you mean? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Emma shrugged, her wet hair dripping onto her shoulders. I don't know. It's just, sometimes I get the feeling there's more going on with you than you let on. I opened my mouth to deny it, to brush it off as a misunderstanding, but the words wouldn't come. Years of unspoken feelings weighed me down, pressing against my chest like a boulder. Emma, I finally said, my voice trembling. Before I could finish, her hand came to rest lightly on my arm. Her touch was warm, grounding, yet it sent a jolt of electricity through me. Hey, she said gently, her tone soft and steady. You can tell me whatever it is. I won't freak out. I glanced at her, standing there in the dim, steamy bathroom, vulnerable and open, waiting. The sincerity in her expression broke me. All the walls I'd built, all the lies I'd told myself to keep things normal, came crashing down. I think about you, I admitted, the words tumbling out before I could stop them. My voice was shaky, barely audible, but the weight of them felt enormous. More than I should, and I know it's complicated, but I can't help it. For a moment, the world stood still. Emma didn't move, her expression unreadable. My heart pounded in my ears, the silence stretching on so long that I thought I had ruined everything. But then, to my absolute shock, she smiled. Why didn't you just say so? She asked, her voice calm and even. I blinked, stunned. You're not mad? Why would I be mad? She said, and I could hear the amusement in her voice. You like me? Big deal. I mean, I'm pretty awesome. Her playful tone broke through my panic, and despite myself, I laughed. You're unbelievable. Yeah, but you love it, she teased, tossing the towel over her shoulder as she turned back toward the shower. Relief and confusion swirled in my chest as I watched her. Emma wasn't angry, but I couldn't tell if she was brushing it off or if there was something more. Hey, Emma said, glancing back at me over her shoulder, her grin tugging at the corner of her mouth. You staying? Or are you going to keep standing there like a statue? My heart skipped a beat. What? She shrugged casually. Relax, I'm kidding mostly. I rolled my eyes, a small smile creeping onto my face. Maybe tonight wasn't going the way I had expected, but it was far from over. Moments of truth. I left the bathroom, my heart pounding so loudly I could barely hear anything else. Emma's reaction had completely thrown me off balance. She wasn't angry, embarrassed, or uncomfortable. If anything, she seemed curious. I paced the living room, running a hand through my hair, trying to make sense of what had just happened. Every nerve in my body felt electric, like I was teetering on the edge of something monumental. When the bathroom door opened minutes later, my thoughts snapped back to reality. I turned to see Emma standing in the hallway, a towel wrapped around her, her damp hair tousled. She looked so effortlessly confident, so comfortable in her own skin, and it only made me feel more out of place. You good? Emma asked, leaning casually against the wall. I nodded quickly, avoiding her gaze. Yeah, totally. Why wouldn't I be? Emma laughed, that warm, teasing sound that made my stomach flip. You're a terrible liar. You know that? I opened my mouth to protest, but she held up a hand, cutting me off. Relax. I'm not mad. Seriously. I frowned, crossing my arms. You keep saying that, but I don't get it. Most people would freak out if their best friend said they had feelings for them. Emma's expression softened, her usual playful smirk giving way to something more thoughtful. Yeah, but I'm not most people, am I? Her words made my stomach turn with a strange mix of hope and uncertainty. No, I admitted quietly. You're not. She pushed off the wall and walked toward me, her gaze steady and unwavering. Look, I'm not going to lie. This is different. But it's not a bad different, you know? I blinked, caught off guard. What are you saying? Emma rubbed the back of her neck, a rare flicker of nervousness breaking through her usual confidence. I guess I'm saying I don't mind. I mean, you're my best friend. If you feel something, maybe it's worth figuring out together. My jaw dropped. Emma, you've never shown any interest in me like that. She tilted her head, smirking. Haven't I? Maybe I just didn't realize it until now. Her words hit me like a freight train, leaving me speechless. Was she serious? Could this really be happening? Say something, Emma said, her grin fading slightly. You're kind of freaking me out here. I swallowed hard, struggling to find my voice. I don't want you to feel like you have to do this. Emma rolled her eyes, stepping closer until there was almost no space between us. I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. Trust me. Before I could respond, her hand brushed my arm again, sending a jolt through me. She smiled softly, her eyes locking onto mine. I'm curious, okay? And I trust you. So let's just see where this goes. And then, before I could overthink it, before I could let my fears ruin the moment, Emma leaned in. Her lips brushed against mine, tentative at first, like she was testing the waters. But as the kiss deepened, all the doubts and insecurities melted away. Her hands found my waist, pulling me closer, and I melted into her completely. The world around us seemed to fade, leaving only the warmth of her touch and the steady rhythm of our breaths. It was electric, unlike anything I had ever felt before. When we finally pulled apart, Emma's cheeks were flushed, her breathing uneven. Wow, she said softly, laughing under her breath. That was intense. I couldn't help but smile. Yeah, it was. Emma ran a hand through her hair, her grin turning playful again. So does this mean I'm your girlfriend now? Or what? I laughed, shaking my head. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. She smirked, leaning against the back of the couch. Fair enough, but you gotta admit, we've got chemistry. I rolled my eyes, but the grin spreading across my face was impossible to hide. You're impossible. Yeah, but you love it, she teased, her eyes sparkling with mischief.